How many of us have ever given up who we are as individuals to please somebody else or to fit in? I almost did growing up. It took me some time to find my individuality, which I was able to do, which made me very happy. I believe it's very important for us to accept and embrace who we are as individuals, to help others to do the same, and to raise our children to do the same. A quote that was very important to me growing up and which helped me to find my individuality and really accept who I am was from Ralph Waldo Emerson's Essays book, which says to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to change you or make you into something else is a great accomplishment. Growing up, my parents wanted us to grow up to be just like them, as most parents do. And I can understand that, but I needed my own individuality. They had theirs. It was only fair for me to be able to have my own individuality too, which was a struggle to find. They sent us to a Christian school, which was private. We had to wear uniforms. And I thought, this is going to define me. This is going to define who I am as an individual. I'm going to have to be like all these other people. This was in my teen years, which is a struggling time for teens. I was able to find my individuality and to be successful in life, and my teen years were the most happiest of my life because I was able to find who I was as an individual. Society has a structure, the way things should be, lifestyles, the way people dress, the way they behave in public or in private, the way it should be. And if you fit inside that structure, then fantastic, you fit in. But if you fall outside that structure, sometimes you're considered an outcast. But you got to remember, you're an individual and you have a lot to offer to society. And thinking of this, I want to make a reference to Dr. Seuss. And in his biography, it tells us that he was rejected by publishers 27 times for his first book before he was able to get published, and to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street. 27 times. And look at how successful he was and how much he has contributed to society today. And another person I want to look at is Thomas Edison. In CBS News Morning Watch, they did a special on people who went from failure to success, and they highlighted Thomas Edison because his teachers repeatedly called him stupid. They told him he was too stupid to learn. But he embraced his individual nature of inventing, continued and pressed forward, and look at all that we have today due to Thomas Edison. Now I want to move along to my second topic here, which is helping others to find their individuality too. I went to the private school, and when I first went there, I met my best friend, Karen. That's where I met her. And she was a little bit nerdy and awkward, and she didn't have any friends. But I recognized what a great person she was, and I accepted her for who she was. And we complimented each other off and on throughout our teen years and through high school, and we both became successful. Her with her writing. She liked to write. I encouraged her to do that, and I encouraged her in the things she liked. She encouraged me in the things I liked, and we both became quite successful. Now I want to move along into my last point, which is raising our children to accept other individuals and to accept themselves as individuals. This is very important as well. Odyssey's The Importance of Individuality says people who aren't happy with themselves can be ruthless and mean to others who are individual. And in Philippe Rochat's writing of self-awareness, he unfolds the early phases of life in a child. And in the first couple years, They start recognizing themselves in the mirror. They recognize themselves as individuals. And they have to learn to accept who they are. They become more embarrassed in front of other people when they do certain things or they say certain things, and they're more easily embarrassed. And I noticed this with my 2- and 4-year-old grandsons. I also noticed that the 4-year-old will constantly try to get the 2-year-old to be like him, like the things he likes, play the games he plays. And I constantly have to remind them both that it's important to each have your own individual things you like. That's okay. It's okay to be an individual. Now, in concluding this, I just want to say that accepting yourself and others as individuals and not being judgmental can bring about such self-confidence and self-esteem and self-awareness. I think this is so important. So go out there, find your individual self, help your children to do the same. Help them not to be judgmental of others who are being individuals. Could you imagine what the world would be like today without all the colorful people in it?